Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little different thing. It's mostly about my career transition, how I did it, right? And I wanted to share that story with all of you. If I'm not able to cover all of it, maybe I'll split this video into couple of videos. So I have folks, okay, who have reached out to me either over LinkedIn or other ways, right, where they are actually like maybe working as a Java developer or maybe a Python developer or a data analyst, right? Different other streams, and they wanted to transition to a B2B role, right? Where they want to explore that area of like how like a B2B developer or a B2B administrator, right? And how they can make the switch. So I did give them some kind of recommendations in that area. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the other way around, right? Where as my career journey, right? If you have seen in LinkedIn, last 15 years from 2007, just out of campus when I started my journey in IBM, I started working as a EDI developer, right? And moved to an administrator role. I have then transitioned to a B2B integration architect when I was in Infosys. But then couple of years, almost 1.5 years back, I joined at AWS as a solution architect. So I wanted to share the story for folks who probably are in that B2B integration space and are thinking of doing a career transition to cloud architecture, right? Now, how I did that is what I wanted to share in this story, how the transition happened. So back when I was in Infosys and I went back from US to India, during that time, if I remember correctly, during my stay in Hyderabad during the COVID time, I started working like before that. Mostly all the projects on the EDI, I worked in those projects. Okay, where the software, the Sterling B2B integrator or Sterling file gateway or any kind of managed file transfer were predominantly running on on-premise servers, right? Now, as we know that the cloud architecture, right, moving from on-premise to cloud has started gaining a lot of traction like since last few years. There was an interesting project that I was asked to help, and it was a digital transformation project. It was about migrating their existing on-premise Sterling B2B integrator slash Sterling in file gateway slash Sterling secure proxy and authentication server, their entire B2B stack from on-premise to AWS cloud. And that was the project where I was working with a couple of developers, helping them. And when I was doing that, I realized that I need to know more about the destination of that migration, which is about the AWS cloud, which I was completely new to it, right? Is just like infrastructure on the cloud, right? Infrastructure which you are not hosting within your on-premise, like some kind of data center or co-location, but is some cloud provider who is taking care of the infrastructure, and you are utilizing that infrastructure as a pay-as-you-go model, right? So which really was very fascinating to me when I started working on that project. And that's where I got excited about cloud platform in general. And during my tenure in Infosys, I started with my Microsoft Azure Architect certification somewhere mid of 2020. And then back to back, like I did almost like 6 Microsoft certifications, like Azure certifications. And then when I was done with like those 6 Azure certifications, I started exploring another cloud provider, which was AWS, right? And then my first certification on AWS was AWS Cloud Practitioner. That's the first basic certification. You have a similar one on the Microsoft Azure as well. So I did that in September, and then the same month, in September 2021, I also appeared for AWS Solution Architect Associate, which is the uh, entry point, right, for becoming a cloud solution architect in AWS, right? So I did that in the same month, right? And then after doing those couple of certifications on AWS, I thought, okay, I'm done with, like, I've done like few on Azure, couple of them on AWS. Why not? Let's try the other cloud provider, which is Google Cloud, right? And I went ahead with the basic certification that we have in Google, which is called Cloud Digital Leader. So I did that in May 2022, right? And after doing that, I thought, okay, let me start looking around and see if this cloud solution architecture, maybe that might be my next career destination. And then I started looking for jobs outside of the B2B integration space. And that's how I realized like all the FANG companies, like FANG in the sense like Facebook, Apple, uh, Microsoft, right? Google, Amazon, right? These all companies, they're called as FANG companies. They give a lot of stress on uh, what you call system engineering, right? Like the basics of networking, the basics of security, and then how systems are designed, right? So you need to know the basics. So I thought, okay, let me start learning and let me start working on those basics, right? Like kind of my engineering days, what I did like during my computer science graduation, right? Like engineering. I went back and then started again, like uh, learning all the basics, right? Which kind of like I left when I joined IBM as an EDI developer, right? So that was an interesting 4 or 5 months that I started like spending some time dedicatedly. And then the result was like in November 2022, after a couple of failed attempts, on the third attempt, I was able to join AWS as a solution architect. So it was really a a big decision on my end, but it was really an exciting time for me that now, like, other than my B2B integration area where I was an expert, okay, or at least like I was like kind of working for last 15 years, I moved to something new, completely new to me, and which was like kind of little uncomfortable to me to start with, but I started getting comfortable being uncomfortable, right? That's kind of how I started learning a lot of new uh, technologies and a lot of nuances of like cloud architecture in general. I will share all that, like how my journey was, okay, when I joined AWS, maybe in some other videos. But then, uh, and then I'll share like the sequence of like the certifications in respect to the cloud providers that you have. What are the certifications that you should consider? Like if anyone is planning to do a career migration, what should be the certification that they should do first, and then what are the next set of certifications, and how should they prepare for any kind of like cloud architect or cloud engineer roles. So I will definitely share those maybe in my next video. But other than my this story, right, that I'm sharing with you, I wanted to share some of the artifacts, right, some of the material, the learning content that I used personally, which has helped me to achieve all those certifications so far. Like so far, I just like, and I just wanted to share a good news. Just last week, I completed my 13 1 through 13 certifications of AWS. Like AWS has actually 13 certifications. I complete all of them, and now I'm part of the Golden Jacket Club, which is a metaphor to say that you have achieved all your AWS certifications. And I completed all those certifications within like last 1.5 year that I have been in AWS, which is a significant milestone, as I understand from the other colleagues and the market out there, or people who are actually working in this cloud architecture space. So I'm really proud of myself, all the hard work, but I wanted to share all that knowledge to you guys, okay, so that you can also benefit from what I learned in last few years, right, when I made this career transition. Now, coming back to the material that I wanted to share with you, the first uh, like platform that I used for my preparation for the certifications that I have given, I used a Udemy platform. Udemy platform has a lot of good content creators. Like I wanted to highlight Neil Davis, Stefan Marek. Um, and then there are a few more like Frank Kane. So these are like based on which certificates. Like if you go to Udemy platform and search for any kind of like certification, you can search in the search bar and it should pop up with like maybe 2 to 3 certifications courses from different content creators, and you will see the reviews, you will see the number of students that have enrolled. Based on that, I would highly recommend Stephen Marek, Neil Davis, Frank Kane, Chandra Lingam, to name a few, right? And you, based on the reviews, okay, you can select one of them and continue with that. That's one of the platform I wanted to let you know on a high level. The other platform that I would recommend is a platform of Adrian Cantrell. He's based out of Australia, but this platform, okay, like any course that you have over here, if you want to really learn in depth any specific area, or be it networking, be it Kubernetes, be it uh, like all the nitty gritty of like networking, security, uh, compute, storage for any AWS cloud infrastructure in depth with demos, I would highly recommend Adrian Cantrell as well. I have learned a lot while preparing for my AWS certifications using his platform. So I would highly recommend that as the next platform. Other than that, I would recommend also, like, once you are ready with the theory part of it, if you want to prepare for the exam, the real, like the Pearson certification exams, there is you can give mock exam, and for mock exam, there is one more platform which is John Bonso. He's if you see John Bonso, he has a platform called Tutorials Dojo. This is the one, Tutorials Dojo. This is something that you can use for giving any mock exams. It's like the questions that come here that you can practice is almost similar to what you actually get in those real exams, right? So that these are the three platforms that I wanted to highlight. Now, in my next session, what I wanted to share is like the sequence of certification that you can do one after another, uh, based on my experience that I had, and also like um, what strategy that I used, right? Uh, that has helped me to achieve all these like certifications in a very short span of time, and have helped me to acquire that knowledge, right? That is actually needed for my day-to-day customer interactions. So I would also share that maybe in my next video. So I hope this was useful to all of you. Uh, Please feel free to reach out in case you have any specific questions or any specific areas that you want me to kind of highlight or maybe go deep in.